Standard 4 relates generally to the use of multiple types of assessments and assessment data to guide instruction and identification of gifted and talented students. Padua Academy chooses students for our school based on scores from the Catholic High School Placement Test, report cards, school recommendations, and standardized test scores. A committee then reviews this array of assessments to determine acceptance into the school. The top-scoring 5% of students taking the high school placement test earn scholarships to the school. Scores on the language and written portion of the high school placement test are then used to determine entrance into honors-level courses in English and world civilizations. The 45 top-scoring students are placed into those honors courses. This array of assessment types and data serve as a means for identifying gifted students within the school as a whole and in specific subject areas. The images on this slide show the range of assessment methods used with students. Image 1 shows a group presentation of a project. Image 2 shows a student completing a multiple choice test that includes stimulus-based questions on our online learning management system. Image 3 shows a student completing an essay test. Image 4 shows a student presenting an individual project. As you can see, students complete an array of assessments that tap into multiple learning types and ways to show mastery of content. The images in this slide show a reflection and goal-setting sheet students complete at the end of the first quarter. Image 1 shows where students analyze data on assessments they have completed throughout the quarter. Here, students analyze the data versus the actions they took or didn't take in order to receive their high and low grades, in addition to the level of effort they have put into the course. Image 2 shows the part of the assignment where students reflect on their strengths and weaknesses in the course so far and their values in regards to class. Additionally, it asks students to create a SMART goal, which is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time limit. Students use these categories to create their goal. Image 3 shows where students write their final goal and list the strategies and resources they will use to help them reach these goals. Finally, Image 4 shows a student completing this assignment on her laptop. The evidence I have provided relates to the standard in several ways. First, the high school placement test provides an example of a means for selecting and identifying students with gifts and talents. By reviewing these scores with items like report cards, recommendations, and standardized test data, we use multiple different assessment tools in order to allow for minimum bias in choosing students. These formal and informal assessments are technically sound and allow for multiple individuals, including families, guidance counselors, administrators, and classroom teachers to view and interact with them. In addition, they guide educational decisions in allowing our administration and admissions committee to choose which level courses students will be placed in based on the combination of scores. The range of assessment types used within the classroom provides for consideration of students' needs by allowing them to show their mastery of content in several different formats, be it individual, group, open-ended, or selected responses. It allows for minimal bias to be used in assessment and allows the teacher to make future educational decisions based on students' responses to and performance on these assessments. Finally, the reflection and goal-setting sheet allows for students to assess the quality of their own learning and performance and in setting future goals and objectives. Based on data and reflection responses in these sheets, both students and teacher can see what types of assessments and classroom strategies have been successful in the past and make long and short-range goals based on this information. It also helps to guide future educational decisions in reviewing what has and has not worked in regards to content and skill-based learning. In reflecting upon Standard 4, I've come to several conclusions. First, using multiple forms of assessment data for entry into both our school and our honors programs at Padua are really the most effective strategy, as they encompass many different ways for students to show mastery. While some students are not strong in standardized tests, Others are able to show their abilities through writing or even through recommendations made by others in the educational community based on observations and relationships with students. This allows for minimum bias, as it is not based on the student's background, and no preference is given to any specific middle school or social background. Second, the goal-setting sheets are an activity that need to be continuous within my classroom in order to make the best educational decisions. I would like to make reflections of this nature a more common activity in my classroom, as they allow for both student and teacher reflection. By reviewing students' opinions and attitudes towards strategies and assessments used in the classroom, it can better the pedagogical decisions I make in helping my students to learn best. By reviewing their own educational decisions, strategies, strengths, and weaknesses, students engage in metacognition, which allows them to adjust their learning needs to their skill levels. Finally, student growth and achievement are truly dependent on effective use of assessment data. When administrators and teachers use multiple forms of assessment data to place students in programs specific to their learning needs, they have the best chance to succeed and grow in the company of like-minded peers. Additionally, by using this information to guide educational decisions, such as reteaching a skill or compacting a unit or area of the curriculum, teachers are responding specifically to students' needs and giving them the opportunity to grow in their learning.